I'm sorry, Roman Reigns, but you might have to wait just a little bit longer if you want your match with your cousin, Roman Reigns. I know this has been something that has been said for such a long time, but as you guys know, The Rock versus Roman Reigns is a dream match that's been planned since WrestleMania 36. Then, the pandemic happened, and that also ruined the plan for the following year at WrestleMania 37. It was close to happening for WrestleMania 38 and WrestleMania 39, but it ultimately fell through, and just when it was finally going to happen, because The Rock's schedule freed up, the We Want Cody movement didn't allow it to happen. The Rock turned heel and went on to have a tag team match with Roman Reigns instead. This was by far the best idea because this storyline was extremely entertaining. It was one of the best storylines we've seen, and if The Rock did not turn heel, that match between him and Roman would have been rejected and the fans would have booed The Rock out of the building. Anyways, many people expected this to mean that Roman Reigns and The Rock would finally have their match next year at WrestleMania 41, but that is apparently not the case. Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported this. There is no planned date for The Rock to return for a match, but it's been talked about next year's WrestleMania. As things stand right now, he may work a match later this year, but that is not a lock. Originally, he wanted to come back and work with Roman Reigns, but he would prefer to work with Cody Rhodes in the main event of next year's Mania. While this may seem like another made-up Dave Meltzer report, I think there could be some truth to this one. The Rock sees a lot of money in a program with Cody Rhodes because the people were in love with this storyline. Even Roman Reigns himself, he felt like an outsider during his own storyline this year. WrestleMania 40 honestly felt like The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and not Cody versus Roman. I think if it's possible, it won't be a terrible idea to book The Rock and Cody for WrestleMania 41. As for Roman, I think there's even more money to make in a feud with Seth Rollins because that chair shot at WrestleMania will forever be iconic. Then having Roman versus Seth with even Drew and Punk in a match has the potential to make WrestleMania 41 one of the best manias of all time, if not the best. However, this would mean that WWE is taking a huge risk. They're taking a risk that some of these guys aren't going to get injured, and I'm speaking mostly about The Rock. He is 51 years old, and he is not getting any younger. Holding off the dream match with Roman Reigns until he's 53 might not be the best idea. Then again, this is the WWE, and as we saw with the Cody Rhodes We Want Cody movement, you can always pivot. What do you guys think? Should the WWE book this match between Roman Reigns and The Rock for WrestleMania 41, or should they do it for WrestleMania 42? Speaking of The Rock and WrestleMania, let's talk about his moment with The Undertaker. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was not supposed to happen. This is what they said. Stone Cold Steve Austin was the person originally earmarked for the spot at the end of Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WWE WrestleMania, but in the end they could not reach a financial agreement and The Undertaker was put in his place. Some people said this was even better than Austin because The Undertaker is the real, true final boss. Taker has also been feuding with this family his entire life, and while it did make more logical sense, I still wish we got the glass shattering. That is what most people wanted, and it would have went crazy. I still did love the gong, I won't lie, but the glass shattering would have been even better. Honestly, I would have enjoyed seeing both Undertaker and Austin together, because why not? But the WWE not paying up is kind of whack if this is true. Austin too, like, come on, bro, like, it's WrestleMania. You gotta take whatever payday they give you, because this would have made for an all-time moment with you. Both parties should have worked a little harder to make this work, but oh well, it's over, and we gotta move on. The AEW drama continues. After they released that CM Punk and Jack Perry footage, we've gotten a ton of new updates on the situation. This is what Edge said about the CM Punk interview with Ariel Helwani in the MMA Hour, and if you watched the entire interview, he said, "No, I just saw some clips. I have better things to do. I really do. I have kids. I don't really care for what anybody really has to say. However, what I will say is, from the small clips, I realized that our locker room needed a good message. So last week, I went out and spoke to that. It's a young locker room, and it's a young locker room that for me, because it's a different time, we try to support each other." I've seen some people say that he's definitely seen the entire interview. I don't think Edge needs to lie here. I kind of believe him. With that being said, I think it's important to know that a lot of the drama and negativity that comes from AEW is self-inflicted. Many people within the company need to understand that a lot of the negativity could have been avoided. CM Punk's footage is a perfect example. They did not need to do that, but then they did, and then they got mad that they didn't get the reception they wanted. Like, that's your problem. You did that. Then there were conflicting reports saying that it was all Tony Khan's idea to release the footage, only for another report to later say that the Young Bucks wanted to do it. This is what the Wrestling Observer newsletter said. It was Tony Khan's idea, or at least management's idea, to do the AEW Dynamite segment with CM Punk and Jack Perry, all in footage. And while the Young Bucks do want to move on from Punk, they were not negative about it. Their reaction was that they were heels doing a wrestling storyline. It was not their idea, but they were not against doing their job as asked, and were happy with how it turned out. AEW, like I said, needs to really step away from taking these shots at WWE because it just creates drama. Then again, I did see reports saying that Tony was upset with Punk's interview as he's still going through negotiations with the Warner Bros. To get a new TV deal, and I can see how CM Punk saying what he said would affect that negotiation. So I need to be fair, I can see how this would make Tony Khan furious and he would want to release that footage, but I still think the best solution is for AEW, CM Punk, and WWE, all of them, to just not mention each other anymore. Everybody just needs to learn how to take the high road. Will Ospreay also took a shot at WWE. This was not aimed at CM Punk. We all know it was aimed at Triple H. But anyways, in an interview, Hunter said that some people just aren't built for the WWE grind. A ton of people think this is about Will Ospreay, who decided to join AEW so he can still live in the UK, and he didn't want to work every single day or whatever the schedule is in the WWE. With that being said, Ospreay took a shot at Triple H and then got some heat from the fans. Shortly after, a report came out saying that he did not want to do the segment, and it was said that it was Tony Khan's idea. However, the Wrestling Observer newsletter says otherwise. They reported this. Regarding Will Ospreay's shot at Triple H during the AEW Dynamite promo, Ospreay felt that one of the most important people in the business, who he had respectfully negotiated with, had mocked his work ethic and dedication to the business. He has said he's never knocked WWE or its performers during the entire time, so he wanted to respond. His feelings was that WWE was fully aware about his situation with his partner Alex Windsor and his stepson, but Levesque still took a cheap shot at him and he felt like Levesque deserved one back. It is important to note that Triple H never really said Will Ospreay's name. I think if AEW wants to take these shots, they got to do what WWE does at least. They got to do it in subtle ways in interviews, because that's the best way to do it. You know, don't do it on your TV time. Do not waste your TV time promoting the competition. That's just not a good idea, and it just makes you look salty. If I was everyone in AEW as well as the WWE, I would consider doing what the Young Bucks say about CM Punk, and that is to move on and stop bringing it up. Just focus on your own company and focus on your own storylines. Everyone should do that when it comes to the WWE and AEW and CM Punk and the Young Bucks and Will Ospreay and Triple H. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.